Pickleball is a racket sport that combines the elements of tennis, badminton, and ping pong or table tennis. It is played more similarly to tennis in that the net is set up from the floor up, 36 inches from the floor. And at Caustic Center, we play doubles most of the time. So we play with a paddle, a solid paddle, similar to a ping pong paddle, but bigger than a ping pong paddle, but shorter than a tennis racket. And we play with a wiffle ball. It's a polyester type ball with holes in it. So it's played a little slower than tennis, but kind of a little bit more rigorous, I'd say, than ping pong because you play on a 20 feet by 44 feet court. It's the same size as a badminton court. Here at Caustic Center, we play doubles. Doubles meaning there are two people on each side of the court. We play mixed doubles, meaning a man and a woman, or just plain doubles where there's two women against two women or two men against two men. We serve differently from tennis where you serve underhand. So you do an arch below your waist as you hit the ball. And you hit it diagonally to your opponent. So the court is stripped, or there's a stripe across, and you have to serve it across the net or over the net to the opponent across from you. Well, when I started playing about 4 years ago, I never had experience playing pickleball. However, I had played tennis. So for me, it's a little easier. However, there are a lot of players at Caustic Center that are beginners, no experience at all with any racket sport. But within a few months or so, they come up to the level of experienced players. And a lot of the players here at Caustic Center are retirees, they're professionals, and they've enjoyed it, and it's been a very good source of exercise. It's an alternative aerobic, source of aerobic exercise than dancing or something, because at some point when you get up to a level, it becomes a nice competition. Here at Caustic Center, we entice people of all ages, although of course at this particular program, it's adults 50 and over, and that's who we are that come to play pickleball. And so it really is open to all ages and of all levels. Actually, you don't have to have any skill level at all to start playing pickleball. People at the Caustic Center actually are very friendly, and those skilled people will actually help you learn it. So there are various levels from beginners to very skilled players. Pickleball at Caustic Center is held Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 9 o'clock to 11:30, and on Tuesdays from 12:15 to 2 o'clock. It costs $3 for residents of Farmington and Farmington Hills, and $4 for non-residents. If you're a beginner, you don't have to bring any equipment at all because we provide the paddles. And as you get to know how to play and like the game, you can purchase your paddles, and they cost between $30 to $100. And balls are provided by the Caustic Center as well. So really, it's a very friendly game, especially with the people that come to Caustic Center. It's become a source of socialization, and you become good friends forever. Anybody who had seen or are curious about the game can come in anytime during the classes, not classes, but the activity. So they could come any day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or on Tuesday, and they could introduce themselves to the coordinator. And if they're truly beginners, they could let the coordinator know that they're beginners, and and we're friendly enough to let them in the court and teach them. So essentially, whether you're a really non-experienced racket sport player or skilled, meaning you played tennis or racquetball or badminton, you could just come in and introduce yourself and sign in. There's a sign-in sheet and pay whatever fee that is, whether you're a resident or non-resident. Pickleball is certainly a very good source of exercise. Depending on your skill level, it can become really competitive, where you could gain some aerobic exercise from it. I play pickleball. Number one is it's an alternate sport to my tennis. I cannot play tennis every single day, with tennis, you have to have a group of friends to play with you at a certain time. But with pickleball, for as long as you come into the Classic Center on those scheduled times, there are people to play with. Second of all, it has become a real good source of exercise for me. And thirdly is I've developed friendships within the group of players that had come to play pickleball. In fact, from 4 years ago, I have a group of 4 or 5 people that we get together every other month for lunches and Christmas. Pickleball has been a trending sport, not only nationwide, and it's now proliferating outside of the United States. It was developed or invented in the mid-60s. In 1965, I believe it was, in the state of Washington, outside of Seattle, by a man named Joel Pritchard. So I believe with a group of friends, they had come home after a game of golf, and they were bored, and so they thought they were going to play badminton, but then they couldn't find a shuttlecock. So they kind of improvised by setting up the net off the ground, and with a wooden paddle, played with a wiffle ball. So that's where I've read and researched, that's how pickleball had developed. But it truly has been a trending sport nationwide, especially in retirement communities. So if you have a home in Florida or California or wherever, you could start learning pickleball here at Caustic Center. If you are curious or interested in just checking out how pickleball is played or getting in the game of pickleball and developing friendships within the community of pickleball players, come on over. In fact, there are also non-residents that come here because apparently Caustic Center is a warm and friendly community. So come on in on those days of Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and on Tuesdays. So come on and join us and look us up.